Good morning to you who are watching Issues at Hand on Church of Uganda Family TV. My name is Bruno Edgar Tumuheire. Thank you for joining us on this edition, and we are talking about something very important today, so you don't want to even move or flinch. Now, Issues at Hand is proudly brought to you by Protea Hotel Entebbe. Please, the weekend is just around the corner. It's here, and you want to be wise and make a reservation and booking today so that you can enjoy your weekend with your wife or with your husband or with your family, as well as there are so many amenities on offer, so that come Monday you'll be refreshed and energized. Now, earlier on this week, we had the celebration, especially it was on Wednesday actually, of the International Women's Day. Now, a lot was said, especially following the theme of having women and girls be involved in sciences, technology, and ICT. So it was a very interesting theme, and we want to understand further what that means in terms of how women can grow in the fields of ICT, sciences, and technology. But even on that very end, you'll be surprised on the role that women are playing when it comes to the police force in Uganda, especially in terms of technological advancement when it comes to the Uganda police force. And that is one of the discussions we're having today. But we're also going to talk about the plight of women in the police force when it comes to how the working conditions, when it comes to the achievements. And this is a conversation you really want to be a part of. So in case you have any comments, please send us your comments on any of our social media platforms. That's on Twitter, that's on Facebook, on Instagram, or on our YouTube channel as well. Now, joining me for today's discussion, I have Afande Esther Akwango, who is the Commissioner of Police when it comes especially to the Women Affairs Department. So she's the Commissioner of that Department of Women Affairs in Police, and that department, of course, is situated in Naguru Headquarters. And we are also joined by Afande Kwagala Annet, making a return, and she's from the Child and Family Protection Unit, Jinja Road. You are welcome to Issues at Hand.
Thank you so much.
Now, we had the International Women's Day celebrations on Wednesday. When it comes to the police force, especially when it comes to police officers, what exactly did that day mean to you, and what were the highlights from the celebrations?
Good morning, everybody. I'm Commissioner of Police Akwango Esther. I head the Women Affairs Department of the Uganda Police Force, and the role of the department is coordinate all the activities of gender mainstreaming in the institution, and then also champion the implementation of the gender policy, which is guiding the institution in gender mainstreaming. In terms of the recent theme of this year's International Women's Day, which was Digital Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality, we want to appreciate that as it is, as an institution, it is a multi-sectoral institution where all fields are involved. When it comes to ICT or innovation and technology, we also have those departments. We have the ICT Directorate, we have the Logistics and Engineering, we have the Directorates of Health Services and other directorates. But key in all, when it comes to technology, I think the Uganda Police Force has also embraced technology in community policing. When you look at the CCTV cameras all over the country, which have gone a long way in helping in policing and reducing crime on the streets and pickpocketing, we have so many female officers who are working on that. And above all, the person who analyzes those CCTV cameras in case they want the footages and whatever, it is a lady who is there. So we are very grateful for this year's theme, because it also embraced us as police officers. We also have engineers. We have mechanical engineers, we have civil engineers, and in that we also have female officers. The current deputy of Field Force Transport Officer is a female officer, and the one also is in charge mechanical workshop, which is maintaining the fleet of the force, is also a lady. So with that, we are really grateful. When it comes to Forensic, we have so many ladies there doing DNA, analyzing documents. The current deputy director for forensic is also a lady, and she specializes in handling issues to do with documentation, handwriting, and whatever. All those photo documents, she's the one who normally handles it. And then, of course, when it comes to innovation, we also have ladies who are innovating. We have a center at Chikandwa where has so many officers involved in innovation, and one of them is a lady. When you look at the EPS, the system that is being used for traffic, it was designed by her. In fact, where it has gone a long way, we no longer contract our services outside. We have our own officers who are doing that.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now, as regards this Department of Women Affairs, tell us, for those of us who did not know about its existence, when did it start, and what are some of the achievements that the department has registered?
In fact, the department was established in 2014 after realizing that, you remember, this is an institution that has been male-dominated. So when you find anything that was around the institution was more or less of the male, anything to do with the dressing, even the equipment, it was more of the male dominated. So that is the reason. And then, of course, the other complaints that were raised, there was no platform to where female officers would go and raise their complaints. And that's when management decided to introduce the Department of Women Affairs. And that is why the reason was to build a force of strong women who could be able to mantle the duties together with the men. And of course, also the other was raising awareness on gender-related issues. Remember, whenever we talk about gender, we have our culture that has always taken us deep-rooted. Whenever I talk about gender, they think it is a woman. But gender includes everybody. It's a man and a woman, boy and girl. So that since its inception, the department has registered a lot of achievements. One of it is the development of the gender policy, which has gone a long way in helping the institution to mainstream gender. Because now whenever we're doing anything, we are guided. Whenever we're doing anything in the institution, we are guided by the gender policy. And one of the gender policy was mainstreaming gender into the Uganda Police Force, and also enhancing the visibility of female officers at all levels, and then also promoting gender responsiveness, non-discrimination, just and fair treatment for all persons in provision of our community of our general policing services. So we've been the moment we established the gender policy, we've seen training. Whenever there is going to be training, we have to take care of the 30%, which is in our constitution. So if there are 10 men, so that there are 10 people that are needed in that course, we must consider 30%. And then in terms of recruitment, we are also looking at that, and even going beyond, like the current recruitment that was done last year, I think we went above 30%. We're able to get around 34% of the female officers who are currently on training in Kagali. Then when it comes to deployment, that one is also forthcoming. It has really improved. And even recruitment, because like I can give an example, by the time we joined the police, I think we were the highest number, that was in 2001, or the highest number of cadets, 12 police officers out of the 66. Before, it had always been one female officer among 91, among 100, like that. But from 2001, we have seen the number increasing. And even with the creation of the department, we've seen more female officers joining the force. And
actually, on that, has that you said that the 30% has been realized even over and above this year, but has it been realized consistently enough? And right now, how many female officers do we have in the force?
Yeah, now I'm not saying that we have realized the 30% as per the number of female officers, but the recent recruitment, which is currently undergoing in Kabalia, we're able to beat the 30%, but we have just reached 20%. And then I'm going to come and tell you some of the challenges we are meeting, why we are not able to get some of these female officers. So I was still telling, so with that, we've been able to realize a big number, because even currently, we have been, all along, we've been having one director, you find is the one who sits at the policy level, but this year we are very grateful to that we at least have 3 directors who are female officers.
And on this, what does it mean now for female police officers in the force, these improvements and the department? What does it mean to those who are already in the force and those who are thinking about joining the force?
I think with this, I can talk about those who are within the force. I think they are now having morale that we have role players that we need to emulate, and they are getting interested in even taking up positions before they, and even now we're also getting our, cooperation from the from the male counterparts, because they are always together with us working. They give us a hand wherever we are working. So that is even encouraging more female officers to take up some of these command positions. Although we still challenge, because there are so many challenges that are what, because like for example, if we look at the operational level positions, we still have low, like we have only 2 RPCs out of 28. And then when it comes to DPCs, I think we have 24 out of very many, I think 150 something. The OC stations, I think, are 98 out of 1,000 something. So we're still trying to build their capacities and mentor them in order to take up some of these positions. And also to the outside, we're encouraging them, because at least when you see the female officer at a higher level, that gives you an encouragement that if she can be there, then I can also join.
In addition to Madam's contribution, as far as the achievements of Women Affairs, of recent Women Affairs Department has come up with a system of helping the women officers economically through working hand in hand with the microfinance organizations to boost the female officers economically at giving out a loan at a very low interest rate. So it is a boost to us female officers in the force. At least we shall reach a desired level. So Madam, thank you so much for that innovation.
And of course, we continue to celebrate first and foremost the existence of the department, because it means that as far as Uganda Police is concerned, we know there's a dedicated office that will fight for the enforcement of the rights of female police officers. And we, like you rightly espoused for us, we have those achievements. But where are the achievements, there are challenges, like you mentioned. What are some of the challenges, one, that female officers are currently facing, and two, that the department is facing when it comes to promoting the rights of female officers in the force?
Okay, fine. Well, one of the it comes to now the challenges we have as female officers. Yes, as female officers. First of all, we still have the stereotypes by the society. They still feel the women cannot do these security jobs. So, and that is our biggest challenge. That even when we go out, because before we thought when we were recruiting at A level, there was a problem, maybe because of academic background. But we have even gone ahead to reduce the level to senior 4. But you still find in certain areas there are still stereotypes. Those jobs are not for women. For example, when you come to the central Uganda, when you go to the part of the western, they still imagine that even other places, no, but commonly central, they believe the security job is not for female officers. So you find even when we go for recruitment, the numbers that come from central and part of western is very low. Then of course the other thing also is the challenge also is the low grades, because when we are recruiting these, for example, PPCs, those are the ones who come at the lower level. we need a credit in English and a credit in mathematics. Now, all of us know it that when we are bringing up our kids, society still believes it is the girl child. Whenever there is a problem at home, remain at home. When there is a sick child, remain at home. So you find the girl child does not really have time to concentrate so much into reading, and it is the boy. So when it comes to passing, you'll find the grades that they have are really cannot make them match up with the what? With the male officers. Even sometimes when we try to lower, we cannot be able to get this what. But then my encouragement to the society is that when you have both a girl child and a boy child, I think let us give them equal opportunity for them to go to school and achieve what they desire. So that we the parents do our part, and then the children also do their part. In such a case, we may realize that even girls can be at the same level with the male officers. Yes.
Definitely. Fande Kwagala, do you have anything to add to that in terms of the challenges that female officers face in Uganda Police Force?
I'll draw that discussion in relation to my department. I've seen domestic violence in homes of female officers, probably because of the long distance marriage or relationships. Given the nature of our work, we work in different places of the district. So you find your husband is far away from you, and there is a way it causes conflicts in the home. However, the Department actually of Women Affairs is trying to help the female officers, most of who are legally married, to come closer to working in at least a nearby place with your husband, so that we can avoid the domestic violence caused by the long distance marriage or relationship.
Now, some may ask, well, that's an issue for the couple, the husband and the wife. How does the department get involved in that? And what kind of, apart from what you've mentioned, which is very good in terms of bringing the spouses closer in terms of distance, what else is the department doing to fight that issue of domestic violence?
Actually, the Department of Women Affairs has played a very big role in handling such issues. Police officers, we really do report to them in case of any violence, and they have done counseling and referrals. They have, as I said, encouraged police officers to have legal marriages so that we can live closer to husband or to the wife. Yeah, basically that.
Of course, maybe I can also add something. I think also what we've gone ahead, because as she has said, legalize your marriage. For the junior officers, it is very easy for you to be deployed even within the district. But when it comes to senior officers, we also have issues where an ASP is married to an ASP.
Exactly.
So what we are trying to do, at least we're also trying to make sure that once they are legally married, we can have them near. Because, for example, if ASP, you cannot make the DPC ASP, I mean the man, the DPC, then the wife, no. We cannot be there, they can never be in one district. So the best we can do is have them in the nearby districts. The man, maybe the lady can be a DPC of a district A here, and then maybe the man can be DPC of district B. So that at least the homes are nearer each other. And that is the biggest challenge that we have when it comes to gazetted officers. It becomes sometimes difficult to deploy them. So of course what we have gone ahead, it is about counseling. And that one is easy for us when it comes to fellow officers. But now when it comes to the civilians, of course what we only encourage and counsel is for them to amicably agree amongst each other. Because even this lady needs to develop her career, and she's also a breadwinner, because these days life is about the two of you working together to build a family. So we also do some of those counseling. Some of them have adhered to our counseling, some of them have not, but we still talk to our officers and counsel them on how best they can manage their families vis-a-vis work.
Actually, on that same note, is there what is the positive input that you can tell us in terms of the department having this department and the department's mandate in regards to the child and family protection unit, issues like child desertion, issues like child offenses? Has there been a positive impact as a result of having more female officers, especially in the unit, and having the mandate of the department?
In fact, what I can say about that, I think as the two departments working, because in the other way, it's supposed to be child and family, we're supposed to be doing more of the gender-based violence. But what we have done is, when it comes to fellow officers, we've come in, because now when we come in, ours is a strong hand, because we're even using discipline there. So when it comes and it is us enforcing it, I think that we've seen so much a big impact by us working together. They can report if child and family fails, then they come to us, we combine hands, because my office is directly under the Deputy Inspector General of Police. So whatever we come out with and we make recommendations, management takes it and disciplinary actions are taken over against the officer.
Definitely, and that will go a long way into ensuring, one, that the force is free of any such vices, but also that our police officers who are female in nature can do their duties in safety. Something that you mentioned a bit is recruitment. How is recruitment of police? You said that there has been an improvement this year, the current recruitment. How can we have more female officers in police? What is the key to that, and how can we get them to be more interested in joining the force?
First of all, we're encouraging parents to allow their children to join, because this is an institution. First of all, it's an institution of discipline. So, and of course, this is a government job. And once your child is working, you know, first of all, you're going to train a child to become somebody responsible. One thing I love about the institution of forces is discipline. Unless if you're really you're out of your word, but the moment you join the forces, our key is discipline. So I'm calling upon the community, the parents, that please allow. We are many female officers into the force. There are so many women, girls who have decided to agree to work, and there are different fields that they can do what? They can develop their career. We have different departments. We have the counter-terrorism, we have the CFPU, even the field force unit, we have women. And these days, surprisingly these days, we have even women drivers. Yesterday when I was coming back from Chirura, the person who drove us was a lady, so we stopped somewhere and the man was saying, hey, even it is a woman driving. So please, I encourage the community, please bring your children, whether drivers, whether to join as police, let them come and join. Police is a very good institution. It has nurtured us to where we are, and it will nurture your children to where you want them to be.
What would you say to someone who is watching and saying that what I've been told or what I know is that police is for men? Men are the ones who have to go and fight for this country. What would you say to that person?
No, it is even women fight for this country. Right now, let me give an example. We have a formed police unit. It's like a unit that is formed to go and promote peace and security. We have a formed police unit right now in Somalia. Out of the 170, we have 50 female officers also participating into crowd control, protection of vital installations, all that. So please come and join police. It is not only for men, it's for women. I'm here as a woman, and my colleague Kwagala is also here as a woman.
Yes.
So come and join police. There are many women.
Maybe what I can tell the public, it is also good to interact with us. You know, when we put on uniform, they think for us we come from the heaven and we join the force. We are human beings. We are born of women and men. We have flesh, we have blood, just like them. And we think the same way. Actually, the other time I have a group of internees, and we had a small activity in the office, and the girls were like, I didn't know that police officers are also like this. I thought you people, you were too rude, you were too rough. I said, no, we are also like you. So I know they have that motivation. And tomorrow, given the chance of joining, I know they can easily join because they have seen a positive heart, a positive attitude in the police. So police is the best institution to join and enjoy your rights.
And how does one join? How does one get recruited?
Now, we call upon you that anytime they call upon, because they are normally adverts on, they advertise on New Vision, there will be adverts on different radio stations in all over the country. Wherever they've called upon for people to join, please join willingly and come and join us. Two, what I also wanted to add was, as police officers outside this uniform, we are also human beings who are born from the community that you come from. So we are not so different from anything. We are from you, and we are your children, we are your mothers, we are your aunties, we are your sisters. So please come and talk with us, be free to work with us, and you'll discover more about what the police force is.
You mentioned that with a heavy hand, those who are perpetrators of any form of violence against women in the force will be dealt with. But on the other hand, how are these victims of whether it's torture or sexual violence in the force, in terms of female officers, how are they catered for by the department especially?
In terms of counseling?
Yes, please.
Yeah, we do counseling. We even do referrals. Where it goes beyond us, we do referrals. Because just like how Kwagala told you, we work with child and family. Because for us, we're basically more of internal. So when it becomes beyond, like especially for the violence against maybe a fellow woman, those cases are handled by child and family. And in most cases, we have referrals where we refer for counseling, because at present, we don't have counselors in the institution, but we intend to recruit the counselors, but we refer. We coordinate with our fellow partners from Ministry of Gender, and they give us counselors to counsel them. Yes.
Actually, that question is the way I've perceived it. The victim, who are men, being tortured by female police officers, right?
No, I was asking about the female officers who are victims. But you can also address that as well.
Even for the male officers, we do. By the way, I wanted to state that initially when the department started, we only used to receive female officers. Along the way, we also started receiving male officers coming with their complaints. And we've been handling, we counsel them. Even for the men, we do counsel them. Yes. Because crime is not put only that it is one sex. Crime is for everyone. So when it comes to men also, we do counsel them. And if it is beyond us, we do refer.
And the crime remains crime. Whether you're a police officer and you commit a crime, it remains a crime. So we take the procedures. If we can do the talking, the counseling, and it does not work out, we carry out the investigations, and then you are prosecuted. Yes. It is not that you are a police officer, you cannot be charged. No. So we charge you, whether you're a woman, whether you're a police man or a police woman, you are charged, because we are all equal under the law. So there is no discrimination in regards to committing a crime. Yes.
Indeed.
In fact, on that note, once it is beyond, because there are crimes that we can do counseling, but if it becomes a grave crime, investigation, of course, now there we refer you to CID, and you're investigated, and once found culpable, you're taken to the courts of law.
Afande Kwagala,
yes, please.
Homosexuality, a big issue. Is it something that police is very wary about, and what is police's role when it comes to tackling that issue?
Thank you very much. As police, we are aware of this vice of homosexuality, and we are doing our best to curb this vice. I can give you a scenario of the PMM girls. It's in Jinja. That woman is actually remanded right now. Some people are mistaking the rights and the freedoms. Those two things are different. So these activists of homosexuality, they claim that that is their what? Their right. But it's not a right. Those are freedoms. There is a very big difference. A right is like a need, something that you cannot do without. But you can do without the freedoms. You can do without the freedoms, but you cannot do without the rights. So let us not be confused with the rights and the freedoms. And this is the advice actually we call upon the public to be very alert. Parents, they should take caution of their children. Let it be a song to our children, because these are habits that are very common in schools. I don't know. The parents, I call upon the parents. The parents, let us talk to our children. Let us not fear. Let us not leave this work to the teachers. That the teachers will talk to them. The senior women will talk to them. The senior men will talk to them in the schools. Let's start with us, the parents. Children should be aware so that if anyone comes out to share with them about the same thing, they have already the what? The knowledge. They know what the mom told them. They know what the dad told them about the issue. But if these children get the information from strangers, they'll think it's something new, it's something pressure, and they will take up the what? The vice. So let us talk to the children. And as police, we are not going to sit to see that our children getting spoiled, to see everyone getting spoiled. These are unnatural offenses. Some people are like, those are rights. They are not there in the Penal Code Act. It's there. These are, they are called gross indecency, acts of homosexuality, and they are punishable. Article 1, Article 18, Article 14 of the Penal Code, 148, it talks about it, and it is punishable, life imprisonment. So people should not think that it is their right, they are free to do whatever they want. We shall look for them, and then they will be taken to courts of law. Madam can add on that.
Thank you so much. Again, on the issues of homosexuality, in fact, as Annet has already talked, I think we need to be so much vigilant on this. Let's be the first to talk to our children indeed, and let them not get from second people. We should be the one to tell our children what is right and what is wrong, and we should tell them. These cases have been there, the penal code. In fact, even when they have reviewed the penal code, it is still there. These are unnatural offenses, indecency, and it is a life imprisonment. And above all, for Uganda, we put it in our penal code because our cultures do not accept that. It's uncultured. So our cultures do not accept that. So people should not say, oh, it is our right. No. Even if it is your right, it's not a right in Uganda. Maybe somewhere else, but not here. So let's promote our cultures and remain focused on what we need. 2, on the issue of homosexuality at schools, we're also calling upon management, all managers of schools to be vigilant on this. Have free, open spaces where you're speaking to these children, to be able to open up to you and tell you what is happening. Let's not hide behind protecting our names or the names of the schools, because tomorrow you may be protecting the name of your school, and something bad is going to happen, and it will totally destroy the legacy that you're trying to protect. So let's have these open spaces where these kids are able to report any kind of vice of homosexuality. That's my advice to the schools also.
Indeed, and lastly on this point, what's your thought on the current bill that's before Parliament, the anti-gay bill?
I don't have much to tell you on that, because I have not looked at it, and of course it is our legal department that is basically looking at that, so I don't have much to say about that.
All right, definitely. Now you are speaking about schools and how schools have to be vigilant on the issue of homosexuality. But something else that they must be vigilant on is the issue of bullying that has been swept under the rug but is now rising to the fore. We are seeing issues of bullying in schools, and it's causing a lot of psychosocial trauma, psychological trauma to children. We are even seeing cases of mental illnesses being rising amongst children in schools, which is not so good. So as the task force, as police, what is the key to this issue being resolved in schools? What should schools do? What should teachers do? What should administrators of schools do? And what should parents do to rid out this vice from schools?
Thank you so much. Now, in respect to bullying, I think even as we see this, we also need to take it seriously, because we've gone into the hiding that even as we went through schools, there was bullying. I think the bullying that you had, you were mature. But remember now, the bullying we have, most of our children are going to schools as young as 11 years to senior 1. So if we are not going to take care of that, then we are traumatizing these kids. We are going to see a lot of children committing suicide, and we're going to begin wondering, where is it coming from? We are calling upon parents, please talk to your children and let them be open. Be friends to your children so that they open up to you and tell you what happens at school. 2, we're also calling upon the teachers and the administrators. Don't hide the vice of bullying. If a kid is found bullying, whatever, whether he's a child of who, I think take action against that child. That's when the rest will learn from it. But if we continue condoning bullying, I think where we are going, it is taking us far. Like this recent case that happened in Western Uganda. It was bad. It has traumatized the brother of this boy, and this boy will never be the same. So we are calling upon schools, please take it seriously on issues of bullying. Because you will find in some schools, a child is saying, one kid tells the other, go to the canteen, gives him only 2,000, and he's telling him to go and buy something of 10,000. That is bullying. But let's not take it lightly that it is normal. So we're calling upon schools, parents, let's all join hands. And we call upon schools, if you cannot, at least call on all community policing officers nearby those schools and the child and family officers. Please take it upon to have days when you just go and talk to these children at schools.
Now, there are many schools like that like to deal with this issue in-house. So when does it become an issue for the school, and when does it cross that line to become an issue for police, when it comes to especially apprehending those who are found engaging in bullying?
Now that one will, because like, for example, there was an incident, some friend was telling me yesterday, where a kid, the other used to just beat him every day, until the kid escaped. Once such a case is investigated and the truth is found, I think that should be criminal now. Yes. There are cases, and of course also there are cases when it starts, you won. When it continues, then it becomes a different, of course now it goes to disciplinary. When it goes beyond that, then you should hand over to the law to take its course. Yes. Indeed.
Now, of course, when it comes to criminal law, there's a certain age limit under which a child cannot be found criminally liable. So if it's in a primary school, for instance, and that's below the age of 12, so if that happens and there is a child below the age of 12 who is found engaging in bullying, what then is the recourse for such a child?
When it comes to such a young child, we have services from Ministry of Gender, we have the probation officers. Even within the courts, we still have the family courts, and we still have the children's courts. So these people are taught on how to handle these children and to counsel them, to be able to put them back to an upright child. And sometimes not everything must go to court, because, like for example, this child, we expect that this child will be somebody who can change. That's why even now, our prison services has ceased to be called prisons. It is a correction service. We think when you are caught in a law and you're taken there, when you go there, you're corrected and you'll be able to come back and live in society.
Afande Kwagala, do you have anything to add to that issue of bullying?
In relation to bullying and your point of children who are below 12 years, that's why officers like Child and Family Protection are there to help talk to these children together with their parents, show them what is right and what is wrong. But once it goes beyond and you are beyond the 12 years, that is a crime and you will be taken on. So we call upon the schools, school administration, please be very, very alert. Know what is happening. Have matrons. Why do you have only one matron for a very big hall? So get more matrons to look after the children, the girls, so that you know what is happening in the dormitories there. Because some of them, they don't know. Bullying is there and none of them is in the know. But there must be a monitoring team. The administration should know what is happening. Who are actually they have to know the characters of the pupils, of the students they have. For us, when we were in school, the teacher would just look at you and they're like, no, Kwagala cannot do this. If you report this one, yeah, I suspect. So, at least, and they should read, talk, and they should show the children that this is a vice punishable by law. Because if you beat me, then you've assaulted me. That's a case of assault. Don't think that the law will just pardon you like that because you are a child. It's only below the age of 12 where we can do the counseling, where we can do the talking, show you what is right and what is wrong. And in case, I'm going to give this number to the children in case, and any other person, in case you see any kind of bullying or any kind of violence in the communities, please just call on this number and you'll be helped. Whether you are a parent, whether you are anyone, just call. It's a toll-free line. We shall receive you, we shall receive the complaint, and we shall be able to act there and then. It is 0800 199 195. I repeat again, 0800 199 195. It's a toll free and we receive complaints at any time. You are free to call, whether what time or what time. Then another one is South Line 116. You can still call on that number. It's free of charge. We shall be able to receive your complaint, your report, and we shall act there and then. Thank you.
Thank you. And now that we know where to get help from, you have no excuse because we have all the available numbers. Unfortunately, because of time, we'll have to end it there. But thank you so much for coming to address those key issues, but also for giving us enlightenment on what the police force is doing, especially in terms of celebrating female officers. And we are glad that that department is doing such, your department is doing such a wonderful job on that end. And thank you so much, our viewers, for joining us on Issues at Hand this morning. It has been a wonderful time. Please, those of you who are interested in joining the police force, the women especially, if you hear the call, please answer the call and be part of that wonderful force that is maintaining law and order in this country. And when it comes to these key issues, let's all play our respective roles to ensure that these vices such as homosexuality, bullying, and others are out of this country. We shall return on Monday. For now, it's God bless you and have a lovely weekend.